Hi Peepers, it's me, Mrs. Adams. I just wanted to share one of my favorite end of the year books that I read to all my preschoolers who will be leaving us. So I wanted to read it on here and share it with you this way. So that way you can see it and you can go back and watch it anytime you want. Just know me, Miss Joni, Miss Christy, we love you, we miss you, and we sure wish that our year would have been different to end, but we are thinking of you, we're praying for you, and we know that you are going to have an amazing year next year. Thank you. A House for Hermit Crab by Eric Carle. Time to move, said Hermit Crab one day in January. I've grown too big for this shell. He had felt safe and snug inside his shell, but now it was too snug. Hermit Crab stepped out of the shell and onto the floor of the ocean. But it was frightening out in the open sea without a shell to hide in. What if a big fish comes along and attacks me, he thought. I must find a new house soon. These pages are thick. Early in February, Hermit Crab found just the right house he was looking for. It was a big shell and strong. He moved right in, wiggling and waggling about inside to see how it felt. It felt just right. But it looked so, well, plain, thought the Hermit Crab. See his new shell? He thought it was very plain though. In March, Hermit Crab met some anemones. They swayed gently back and forth in the water. How beautiful you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and live on my house? It's so plain. It needs you. I'll come, whispered a small sea anemone. Gently, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and put it on his shell. In April, Hermit Crab passed a flock of starfish, moving slowly along the sea floor. How handsome you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to decorate my house? Oh, I would, signaled the little sea star. Carefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and put it on his house. So now he has a starfish and a sea anemone. In May, Hermit Crab discovered some coral. They were hard and didn't move. How pretty you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to help make my house more beautiful? Oh, I would, croaked a crusty coral. Gingerly, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his shell. So there's his starfish and his sea anemone, and now he has got a coral. In June, Hermit Crab came to a group of snails crawling over a rock on the ocean floor. They grazed as they went, picking up algae and bits of debris and leaving a neat path behind them. How tidy and hard-working you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and help clean my house? Oh, I would, offered one of the snails. Happily, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his shell. A snail. In July, Hermit Crab came upon several sea urchins. They had sharp, prickly needles. "How fierce you look," said Hermit Crab. "Would one of you be willing to protect my house?" "I would," answered a spiky sea urchin. Gratefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it near his shell. So now he's got a sea urchin as well gonna live at his house. In August, Hermit Crab and his friends wandered into a forest of seaweed. "It's so dark here," thought Hermit Crab. "How dim it is," murmured the sea anemone. "How gloomy it is," whispered the starfish. "How murky it is," complained the coral. "I can't see," said the snail. "It's like nighttime," cried the sea urchin. Uh-oh, I don't think they liked it. In September, Hermit Crab spotted a school of lanternfish darting through the dark water. "How bright you are," said Hermit Crab. "Would one of you be willing to light up our house?" "Oh, I would," replied one lanternfish, and it swam over near the shell. In October, Hermit Crab approached a pile of smooth pebbles. "How sturdy you are," said Hermit Crab. "Would you mind if I rearranged you?" "Oh, not at all," answered the pebbles. Hermit Crab picked them up one by one with his claw and built a wall around his shell. "Now my house is perfect," cheered the Hermit Crab. He's so happy with his house. He worked very hard to build it. But in November, Hermit Crab felt that his shell seemed a bit too small. Little by little over the year, Hermit Crab had grown. Soon he would have to find another bigger home. But he had come to love all his friends. The sea anemone, the starfish, the coral, the sea urchin, the snail, the lanternfish, and even the smooth pebbles. "They have been so good to me," thought Hermit Crab. "They are like family. How can I ever leave them?" Oh, he is feeling really sad. In December, a smaller hermit crab passed by. "I've outgrown my shell," she said. "Would you know of a place for me?" "Oh, I've outgrown my house too," answered the hermit crab. "I must move on. You are welcome to live here, but you must promise to be good to my friends." "Oh, I promise," said the little crab. The following January, Hermit Crab stepped out and the little crab moved in. "Couldn't stay in that little shell forever," said Hermit Crab as he waved goodbye. The ocean floor looked wider than he remembered, but Hermit Crab wasn't afraid. Soon he spied the perfect house, a big empty shell. It looked, well, a little plain, but sponges, he thought, barnacles, clownfish, sand dollars, electric eels. Oh, there are so many possibilities. I can't wait to get started. The end. So Hermit Crab outgrew his shell and needed a new place to live. And when he found his new place, it was kind of boring. And then he started adding his friends, kind of like when we came together and became a class. And we started making friends and playing together each and every day. And then We couldn't go to school anymore. And now we're gonna go to another class and we're gonna make new friends. And so I just wanted to remind you of this, that you will make lots of friends and you will learn a lot. But first you get to enjoy the summer. Know we're thinking of you and we love you so much. Bye-bye.